Oh, hey, you're here. It's me, Professor SKO, and it's time for another SKO Show Convo that makes you want to know. I'm at the Mote Marine Lab in the Florida Keys. They do some serious sciencing here. The only coral reef in the continental United States is right here in southern Florida. Pretty cool, huh? Actually, not so cool. This natural national treasure is under threat due to changes in its environment, like temperature, salinity, and invasive species. But not to worry, submarine superheroes at Mote Marine Lab are working hard to protect the live coral from extinction, so it will be around for centuries and beyond. Would you like to talk with these incredible scientists? Awesome! I can't wait to learn from them. Well, what do you think? How do my slinkies look? Okay, well, let's start sciencing. You must be Allison.
Hey, you must be Professor SKO.
How did you know?
I don't know, but something looks familiar.
Gave it away?
Maybe.
Well, I really appreciate you inviting me here. I hope you don't mind that I brought some friends along to visit.
I don't mind at all.
Well, can you tell us what you do here at the Mote Marine Lab and how it all works?
Yeah, so let's go.
Awesome. Wow, this view is gorgeous, Allison. So where is it that we are?
Well, you are at Mote Marine Laboratories' Elizabeth Moore International Center for Coral Reef Research and Restoration, located here in Summerland Key, which is in the lower Keys of Florida.
Very cool. Can you tell us a little bit about this building?
Yes. So this building is a fairly new building. It's a Category 5 hurricane-proof building, meaning it's built to withstand Category 5 hurricane winds. And therefore it protects all the research and all the coral that we have here.
Very important. Can you tell us a little story behind all of this place?
Yeah, this building is fairly new for us, but what was happening here is not new for us. Actually, before Mote was here, there was a monkey lab here.
Do what?
I know, right? So they had Rhesus monkeys that they conducted experiments on, but they didn't have their monkeys here. They actually had their monkeys at that island way out there. Can you see that?
Oh, yeah.
So to locals, that's still known as Monkey Island, but it's actually Lois Key. And they had Rhesus monkeys out there. They had their facility here, and they would run their boat multiple times a day to and from that island to take food and water to the monkeys and to conduct their experiments on the monkeys. And that was great until it wasn't, because the monkeys started eating the island literally. They ate the entire island up, and they started jumping off that island, swimming to neighboring islands like here on Summerland Key, and scaring all the locals. That wasn't any good.
No.
So they had to move their monkeys somewhere safe. But before they left, they had to promise to replace all the mangroves that their monkeys destroyed. And so these were monkey scientists. They were not mangrove scientists. They didn't know what to do. So ultimately what they decided to do was to bring in big, round, shallow pools. I call them kiddie pools.
Oh, cool.
And they put them on the bottom of the property here. They put mangrove propagules in them. They ran water from the canal over them constantly, and they grew. They grew pretty fast, and they were able to replant that island in a pretty short amount of time. And here at Mote, we watched that whole thing happen, and we thought, if they can do that with mangroves, why can't we do that with coral? So that's sort of the birth of our systems that we have here that I'm going to show you, where we have these shallow pools that we grow coral in until they're ready to go out into the ocean.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool how this all got started.
Right? It's a really neat story.
Yeah, well, we would love to go check out the kiddie pools.
Yeah, you want to?
Yeah.
You want to check out the lab?
Yes, please.
Okay, let's go.
Right. So which lab is this?
This is the molecular biology lab, and you actually just walked through the microbiology lab too. These are known as dry laboratories. They have no water in them, and in these laboratories we focus on our disease research. So corals get diseases just like we do, and we are studying a lot of coral diseases and how they affect our coral reef. And so in these rooms is where we're doing a lot of that work, where we're looking at microbiomes of coral and really studying what types of coral are affecting our reefs.
Wow. Okay. So do you also have wet labs?
We do. Do you want to go see those?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Beakers. You were right. It is like a kiddie pool.
Right? So these are shallow pools that we have salt water in. And you see in here, you see what these are? These are snails.
Yeah.
Let me turn the water down so you can take a
Why do you have
look.
snails in there?
That's a really great question. So snails are our gardeners. They help us keep algae to a minimum in all of our tanks, because when you have salt water plus warm salt water, that creates algae a lot. So in order to keep our corals happy and healthy, we need to make sure that they don't have too much algae. And so that's what these snails do. They help us keep the algae down so the corals can remain happy and healthy.
Yeah.
So you want to know how we do restoration, how we do coral restoration?
Yeah.
So I want to show you, and I actually want to let you do some coral fragmenting, which is how we do this. So follow me over here.
Use your mind to define energy and time. It's more than just some numbers on a page. Let's go with SKO. Vectors, friction, motion. Let's go with SKO. It's a lot more fun with a little commotion. Curiosity is the remedy. All you really need's velocity. Let's go with SKO. Professor SKO. Let's go with SKO. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh. Let's go with SKO. Professor SKO.
They do some serious sciencing here.